And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them.
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class?
Stop saying that Whoopi Goldberg getting yanked from The View right after she attacked me on The View is karma. There's no such thing as karma, sorry. Sorry, but life is random. The only word to describe it when a big game hunter gets trampled by an elephant and then eaten by lions is hilarious.
Bill Maher is back at it, taking on woke arguments like it's his personal mission. And this time, his focus, none other than Whoopi Goldberg. Let's be real, she walked right into this one. Over the years, Whoopi has made her fair share of eyebrow-raising statements, and Maher wasn't about to let her latest take slide. But this wasn't just a casual critique, it was a full-blown verbal smackdown, leaving Whoopi backpedaling like a cartoon character dodging falling anvils. So, what exactly did she say to trigger Maher's fiery response? And how did his sharp rebuttal send the woke crowd into meltdown mode? Stick around, we've got all the details. Buckle up, because this isn't just a debate, it's an all-out clash, and there are no brakes on this ride.
We have got to get past this endless, unforgiving, zero-tolerance mindset bent on punishing and disappearing anyone caught saying the wrong thing. The right response to speech you don't like is more speech.
Whoopi Goldberg just took a swing, but she might have underestimated the force coming back at her, because the claws of cold, hard truth are out, and it's not looking good. Remember when Bill Maher took down Sunny Hostin for twisting his words? Well, it seems like the View crew isn't ready to let that one go. This time, Whoopi is stepping up, seemingly on a mission for revenge, determined to land a hit where Sunny couldn't. Looks like Sunny wasn't ready for the heat Maher brought, so she called in backup. Enter Whoopi, storming in like a reality show contestant nobody asked for, ready to stir things up. But did her attempt at a takedown actually land, or did Maher shut it down just as fast? Stay tuned, because this showdown is only getting started.
And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them.
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class? I mean...
Classic Whoopi Goldberg, flipping through the woke playbook like it's her personal guide to winning arguments when the debate starts sinking faster than the Titanic. What's the usual strategy? Build a straw man and go on the attack. And that's exactly what happened when Bill Maher laid out a simple, straightforward point. Black Americans want better jobs, a stronger economy, and responsible policing. Seems reasonable, right? But then Whoopi jumps in, rambling about voting for a former prosecutor with a plan for the working class. Does that actually connect? Not even a little. It's like she's throwing darts blindfolded, hoping something, anything, sticks. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. And Maher? He wasn't about to let that nonsense slide.
Tear down statues of Lincoln and get rid of the police. Just, no. It's not that I've gotten old, it's that your ideas are stupid.
Bill Maher didn't mince words. He called out Whoopi's arguments for exactly what they are. Pure nonsense, but honestly, are we even surprised? The View has basically turned into the political talk show equivalent of a train wreck, painful to watch, yet somehow impossible to look away from. Sure, it's always been known for its controversial, and let's be real, questionable takes, but Sunny Hostin and Whoopi Goldberg have taken the chaos to a whole new level with their latest round of wild commentary. Remember when Charlemagne the God dared to be a guest on The View? You could practically see him questioning reality, like he had accidentally stepped into an alternate universe where logic goes to die.
Criticism is valid because, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time and, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, whether or not, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now.
Here's the setup. President Joe Biden, the self-proclaimed defender of no one being above the law, just pardoned his own son, Hunter Biden, after he was found guilty of corruption and related charges. Shocking, right? So much for family values. As expected, this move set off a firestorm of backlash. After all, how do you preach about justice while handing your own son a free pass? It's like saying the law applies to everyone. Unless your last name happens to be Biden, Hunter's guilt was about as obvious as a toddler with cookie crumbs all over his face, yet somehow accountability didn't make it onto the Biden family's to-do list. And that's exactly what Charlemagne pointed out. If the woke crowd insists that no one is above the law, shouldn't they actually follow their own standard? Sounds simple, right? Well, not if you ask Whoopi.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all
No,
of a sudden?
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over.
And there it is, yet another eye-roll-worthy take from the queen of cringe herself, Whoopi Goldberg this time. She actually had the nerve to claim that President Biden didn't lie when he said, "No one is above the law, really, Whoopi." Because there's a mountain of evidence, video, audio, and maybe even some ancient cave paintings, proving he said exactly that.
It was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law.
Watching Whoopi tell a blatant lie is like watching someone argue with a straight face that the sky isn't blue while standing under a cloudless sky at this point. Her mental gymnastics could qualify her for the Olympics. Though, let's be honest, she'd probably trip over her own logic before making it to the podium. You could see the shock on Charlemagne's face as she doubled down, but she wasn't finished yet. Then came the real kicker. Whoopi actually suggested that maybe, just maybe, Biden changed his mind because he was sick and tired of watching everybody get over on him. Charlemagne absolutely stunned into silence.
So I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. They don't have to do that.
The problem with the woke mob: they only call out wrongdoing when the guilty party isn't part of their exclusive little club. But when one of their own gets caught red-handed, the outrage suddenly fades into a quiet excuse, or a case of selective amnesia. Of course, Whoopi and her crew pulled their usual stunts while Charlemagne was on The View. No surprise there. But when Bill Maher caught wind of their nonsense, he basically said, "Hold my beer." What followed? One of the most brutal verbal smackdowns we've heard in a long time.
You love to speak truth to power, and we always should, but you have completely lost the ability to speak truth to bullshit.
Maher couldn't have nailed it better. The woke mob loves to act like the ultimate truth-tellers and moral authorities, but when their double standards are exposed for the world to see, the hypocrisy is impossible to ignore. Hunter Biden was guilty. Plain and simple. But because his father happens to sit in the Oval Office, he gets to walk away without so much as a slap on the wrist. If this were anyone else, the mob would be demanding their head on a silver platter. But when it's one of their own, suddenly, justice takes a backseat to political favoritism. It's hypocrisy at its finest,